The No Kings protest in Omaha unfolded on October 18, 2025, at Turner Park near Dodge Street and 31st Street, drawing thousands into a bizarre display of white liberal obliviousness. Billed as a stand against authoritarianism, the event instead spotlighted predominantly white crowds, spanning boomers to young families, cheering their own demographic erasure. Reports from local outlets like WOWT and KETV describe a sea of Caucasian faces waving flags, donning inflatable frog costumes, and lining the streets in performative solidarity with immigrants, undocumented individuals, and so-called refugees. Attendance swelled beyond 5,000, spilling onto Dodge Street as participants formed human chains and chanted welcoming slogans, their signs proclaiming "Immigrants welcome" and "No hate, no fear." What emerged was a grotesque theater of self-sabotage, where white attendees celebrated policies accelerating their replacement. Mutual aid tables overflowed with donations, diapers, hygiene kits, non-perishables, targeted at deportation-impacted families, per event flyers on mobilize.us. Booths invited sign-ups for feel-good charities, ostensibly aiding migrants but funneling resources to those displacing native workers. Speakers, many non-white Latinos and Muslims, took the stage promoting demographic shifts and sticking together, in America, met with thunderous applause from the white majority. One Latino speaker declared, "We're here to stay, creating opportunities for our communities," as white retirees and middle-aged women nodded vigorously, oblivious to the irony. The crowd's composition underscored the delusion. Overwhelmingly white, from elderly boomers steeped in civil rights-era equality myths to wishy-washy white men towing families. Older attendees, set in their ways, embodied generational folly, gullible to narratives of compassion that ignore economic ruin from cheap foreign labor and social services strained by influxes. Middle-aged white women, often delusional and emotionally charged, dominated the emotional core, their misplaced empathy prioritizing invaders over kin. White men presented a mixed bag, weak ideologues and single guys scouting for dates amid the hormone-fueled chaos. Young, impressionable women flocked for the drama, while some attended subconsciously to meet men, turning the rally into an unwitting singles mixer. Yet the saddest sight was families. White fathers bringing children to hold signs, welcoming job stealers and potential threats, indoctrinating the next generation into anti-white ideologies. This sets a toxic precedent, pitting parental virtue against children's future self-preservation in a majority-white Omaha, 78% Caucasian per U.S. Census. Even more telling was the dynamic on Dodge Street. White protesters lined the roads, yelling and waving signs like exhibits in an open-air zoo. Drive-by viewers, mostly Latinos, undocumented individuals, and minorities in passing cars, circled Turner Park, laughing and pointing as if on safari. These observers, rarely joining the ground action, treated the spectacle as amusement. White fools entertaining their own displacers. Social media clips capture cars slowing, windows down, with occupants filming the wild animals in frog suits blocking transit. The white crowd, devoid of instinct, failed to register the arrangement, their fervor fueling the very replacement they enabled, from job losses to cultural dilution. This wasn't rebellion, it was racial harikari. Trump's flaws, COVID complicity, BLM inaction, border neglect, warrant critique, but No Kings amplified worse. Demands for amnesty amid a $451 billion annual immigration burden, Heritage Foundation, and 40% crime spikes in migrant-heavy zones, DOJ data. Boomers cling to subversive civil rights laws that birthed vote rigging and lawfare. Younger whites, brainwashed by academia, revolt against parents' politics in time, awakening to race reality. Vast majorities oppose open borders. Polls show 60% favoring restrictions, leaving No Kings a fringe farce of sheeple clapping for economic sabotage. Omaha's display at Turner Park crystallized wokeness sickness. White fools inviting brown kings, cheering invaders who laugh from afar. As deportations ramp and indictments loom, patriots fight back against this fraud. Nebraska's white heartland must reject the Zoo Act, seal borders, prioritize kin, and end the self-erasure before the safari turns fatal.